Okay, this is the second time making one of these how-to videos. The first one I made lasted about a year, and then it got this crack in it. So I have some lessons learned, and I'm gonna make a new video kind of sharing those. So you're gonna wanna use a 3.5 hole drill. I got this one at Home Depot, and I also got this food grade bucket at Home Depot. So I'm cutting about 3 to 4 inches up. There we go. Thank you, buddy. So next you need to take one of these 3-inch 90-degree elbows and basically put it through the hole. I drilled a hole about a 1/2 inch up from the elbow and put a screw in it that I can screw in and hold it there once it's in there. I also drilled a second hole slightly further up just so I can have different levels that the chickens can reach at. So I'm gonna push this in here, then I'm going to screw in that screw that I put in there just to hold it in. That's basically what it looks like once it's in there. Now I'm just gonna screw these screws down so that they can't come out. I forgot to mention that I cut this 90-degree elbow in half. A lot of people use 2 separate ones just so it can go further down in there. If I were to start again, I'd probably use 2 separate ones. That way I could cut it further down. So I got both screws screwed in and the feeders are secured in there. They're not coming out there. Now I'm going to take 2 pieces of plastic and I'm going to zip tie them over top of here. That way when I fill it up with food, it doesn't just overflow out of here. Again, if I use 2 separate elbows and cut it further down, that would be less of a problem, but it's still probably a good idea just to have a little bit of a plastic flap over it. That way the food doesn't just pour out there and attract rodents and stuff. I made these flaps out of a to-go lid. I just drilled 2 holes into them that correspond to 2 holes into here. And now I'm going to just put a zip tie through those 2 holes, kind of like this. And what it does is it just covers up half of it so that the food doesn't just flow through. Last time I got a twist-on lid, which seemed like a good idea because I was going to be getting it on and off. But as you can see, rodents and birds chewed the crap out of it. That put a hole in it and made water get in and made the food get moldy. So this time I'm just putting on a normal lid. That way I can easily replace it. Another thing about these lids is water pools up in here and it kind of gets really nasty. So I think I'm just gonna go with one of these normal lids this time. It's a lot cheaper, and you know, if it gets chewed up like this one, I can just replace it. This one costs like $10 and this one is $2, so that's why I'm using the cheaper lid this time. So I got it all done. This is what it looks like. And one is slightly lower than the other just to allow them to get different levels of food and reach the complete bottom. Now I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up. There is an insane amount of ants in here. They're obviously eating the food, but I'll deal with that on a different day. See, I filled this up. My stoppers are working. As you can see, I tipped it forward and it's not flowing out. It might flow out a little bit, but it'll work for what I need it for. My chickens are hungry and yelling at me, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it into their pen. It's cold. It's such a beautiful thing. It's got the juice. It's got the juice. Yeah, I put mine up on blocks. That way I make sure that rodents can't reach it as well, and it keeps it dry and off the ground. So I have about 4 inches up, and it is chicken approved.